Okay, this is happening. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This isn't gonna be like a normal YouTube video by any means, or at least not normal compared to the normal or the usual YouTube videos you would see on your recommended page or wherever you find this. The link in my bio, most likely. As I'm pretty sure all of you know, we're on a lockdown from COVID-19, and a lot has surfaced for me internally. So this video is basically just going to be me venting about my feelings and what is happening in my head right now. I honestly couldn't tell you what's happening in my head. I'm just speaking from my soul, from a place of authenticity, rawness, clarity, all that good stuff. So as of late, a big part of my personal life, I don't know why I keep yawning, a big part of my personal life has been relationships, not just romantic relationships, but like even like friendships. It's just been a really big thing in my life. It's not like I'm only focused on that. It has just grown in size, I guess. Yeah, so also because of social distancing, I haven't been because of social distancing, I haven't been able to like actually talk to my friends face to face or have these conversations. So I'm having them with you guys. I'm having it with you guys. So yeah, let me just start talking about what I want to talk about. So I'm gonna start this with my last relationship and all the way up until now. So I was with a person for 2 years, romantic relationship for 2 years. We had a pretty great relationship. We didn't argue, we didn't fight, we didn't have any of the normal, like, or usual, I hate that I keep saying normal. We didn't have any of the usual toxic relationship problems. We didn't fight, we didn't argue. Even if we disagreed, it wasn't like, we never degraded one another. We didn't name call or anything like that. Or at least not in like being serious. Like actually fighting. So we were together from September 23rd, 2017 to January 17th, 2020. It was gonna be 3 years in September, but we're not together anymore. If you ask me, everything was going pretty fine. And then on the 17th of January, got blindsided and he broke up with me. I don't know. Well, I do know why. He said that he wanted to focus on himself, but that's all of the knowledge I have. Like, that was just it. He just wanted to focus on himself and growing as a person, which I totally understand. And like, to this day, I'm so grateful that he did that, because I personally don't think I would have. And the growth that the amount of growth that I've been able to reach after that relationship goes crazy. Like, it's just like something that was so devastating to me and that put me in a really bad place for like about a month and a half was like one of the best things that has ever happened to me in my life. And I know that sounds weird to say, but there's just been so much that I've come to realize about myself, and also realizing that I was kind of settling in a way. And I don't say this to be disrespectful or I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude in any way to my past partner. Still love him with all of my heart. Still wish him the best no matter what. We're still cool at the end of the day. So after he broke up with me, I was devastated. First, I'm going to tell y'all, okay, this is how this went. First, I went through a stage of, okay, we're not really broken up. It's going to, like, get back to where we were. So I was just like, we're not broken up. Like, if somebody asked, no, we're not broken up. Like, it's just a little, he's just going through a little da-da-da-da. That's me being possessive and not wanting to face the fact that, like, I'm going through a really detrimental life change that I just didn't feel at the time that I had the capacity to handle. So after I started to realize, after about 2 weeks of us not speaking to one another at all, I kind of realized that this was over and that I needed to face the fact that I was single for the first time in 2 years. I am alone. And I need to be happy with that. I need to be content with being by myself. And that's not to say that, like, being in a relationship is the best thing to ever happen. Like, or being single is a bad thing. But I kind of already had that inherited belief underlyingly that being single meant that I was lacking in some way. So when I got to the point of realizing that this is what it is, that is when I can say the switch flipped. I don't know what happened. But y'all know how people talk about those, like, post-breakup blessings or whatever. Don't know why it happens like this for most people. But after we broke up, I booked like 3 modeling gigs back to back to back. Was able to put out a lot of, like, content and genuinely be happy, not just on some, like, oh, I'm finna stun on you, I'm bossing my life up on you, F you, like, not even on that, but genuinely being happy and content with, like, who I am and the person that I'm becoming. Where was I in the story of us breaking up? Oh, so yeah, I realized that I'm, like, single. And I was, like, single for about 2 months. And then, it's crazy that I'm even talking about this on camera because it is still so new and fresh. But this was very important to me. So, if you, to the person that I'm talking about, if you see this video, I don't care. I feel this way. So about 2 months after we broke up, so March, I started, you know, exploring my options. And that didn't mean I was, like, sleeping with every dude or whatever, but genuinely just sparking conversation with people, going to different outings and, like, talking to people and making new friends and just kind of, like, changing my circle around a little bit. Not my main circle. My circle is my circle, but just kind of having other friends outside of that. So I never really posted anything on Instagram that was like, I'm single. Like, I didn't do that. But, like, I think one day I posted a tweet that said, like, that basically, like, insinuated that I wasn't in a relationship anymore. And a guy that I knew from high school, and, like, we tried to talk in high school, but it was like an on and off. Like, we tried to talk and then we'd stop, and then we tried to talk and then we'd stop. This happened like 3 times. So now, like, him reaching out to me was like the 4th time of us, like, attempting to talk and, like, make something of it. Mind you, he is in the military, so he's not in my city. This is, like, if we were to date, it would be like a long distance relationship. So he was basically like, so you're single? And I was like, yeah. Long story short, he was like, let's try to talk again. I was like, bet. So before I even like really decided that I was gonna go with this, I made sure that on my end that I was okay, as far as my previous relationship, and just solidifying and confirming that I am not about to talk to this person as an out to speed up my healing process or compromise the last few parts of my healing process from my last relationship to just kind of rush into something new. I didn't want to use this new person as a cop-out. So I did a lot of journaling, writing, letting go of emotions, feelings, and stuff. And yeah, so we started talking. And it's not often that you find people that you just click with instantly, but like that's always been how we were. We have the same energy, and I think that's very important to note for later on, because I'm gonna say something about soulmates. I'm not saying that he's my soulmate, but like in a roundabout way, I feel like he is another one, my second soulmate, because I feel like everybody has different ones. Or not different ones, but everybody has, I think there's 5 soulmates that you meet in a lifetime, and this would be my second one. Anyways, I don't even know if I'm going to add that because I don't want to sound crazy, but this video is about clarity and being blunt and straight, so I'm not going to edit this at all. So, where was I? So we started talking, things are going pretty well. We have like the same energy, same sense of humor. We both liked each other, and it got to a point where I personally feel like I didn't tell him this, so also if you're watching this, this is going to be the first time you're hearing this, but it got to a point where I feel like after the first, I want to say like 2 weeks of being in the like, ooh, like ooey gooey, OMG, we had the same energy, like besties, like OMG, like cupcake phase kind of sort of just talking. It got to a point of, I don't want to say it got boring, but it did definitely kind of like drop off. And it's like, okay, what else do we have to learn about each other? Like, what else do we have to like vent about and like share and like open up about, you know? And that is also when I kind of realized that like, yes, vulnerability in a relationship is amazing. 10 out of 10, you should always be vulnerable and open with your partner. But it shouldn't be everything, if that makes sense. Because up until this point, I was a person that like my love language was literally like someone opening up to me and trusting me with their emotions, their feelings, their like, I don't want to say secrets, but you know what I mean. So when I realized that there was like nothing else for us to really like learn and kind of figure out about each other, it was just kind of like, dang, like I'm kind of bored. Not really, bored isn't the right word, but it was just kind of, there was definitely like a, I kind of felt forced to make there be something to vent about or speak about or whatever. And when I felt myself thinking this, I was literally like, or I actually thought like this for a minute until I was like, but Kelsey, that's like not fair. Like your whole entire relationship or beginning of your relationship cannot just be based on vulnerability. Because sometimes there's just nothing to talk about. Sometimes there's just nothing to vent about. Sometimes there is just nothing to open up about all the time. You know, like, yes, you guys are both deep. Yes, you guys are both very in tune with your feelings, but you don't have to like open up all the time. Like, how open can you be? Like, how open can you get? So, yeah, that happened, and then shortly after, I kind of went through a little discrepancy with my mother. And long story short, I ended up like not having a phone for reasons that I won't disclose for about like 2 or 3 days. And when that happened, I texted him like 20 or 15 minutes after that happened. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna have fun for the next 2 days. Just a heads up. So and so happened with my mom. That's just what it is. And he was just like, okay, bet, like, take your time. And those, when I tell y'all, the 2 or 3 days that I didn't have a phone, my brain going crazy. Like, I thought I overthink a lot, but this was like some next level. My brain is literally going a million miles a minute and I can't stop it. Like, no matter what I do, my thoughts are like crazy. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, if y'all realize I finished like 3 whole paintings in a week. I was like just creating stuff, like just making stuff, just to keep my mind off of reality, I guess you could say. So yeah, that happened. And over that 3 days when I didn't have a phone, the energy between me and that person shifted. Like, there was straight up, like, our communication dropped. Of course, because I didn't have a phone. But even when I got my phone back, communication was like 3 texts in a whole day. Maybe 2 texts in a whole day. We went from, like, FaceTiming every night to just, like, not. And me, personally, I'm somebody who... we don't need to be, like, speaking every 5 minutes of every single day. But I do feel like it's important to engage with each other throughout the day. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to find like the middle, or like the perfect, like not too much, not too little type thing. And like, I kind of feel like that's too much of me to expect, just because what is my perfect medium might be too much or too little for a person, you know? So I kind of feel like right now my level of speaking every day is just too much, because I feel like if someone wanted to, they would, or if someone was able to, they would, you know? So yeah, that after our communication dropped off, we talked. We had a pretty decent conversation about what happened, and we both kind of opened up about what was happening in our brains at the time. And it's weird because like we both were going through awakenings in a sense. I won't say his part of the story because that's his story to tell, and I don't believe in taking someone's voice from them. But on my end, I hate to say this, like, I hate saying this so much, and it hurts me to say it, but I have to say it because it's my truth. I was on the verge, I hate this so much. I was on the verge of falling back into what I know to be depression. Depression is something that I won't say I struggle with it, because I've gotten to a place where I'm better at handling it, and I kind of know what to do to kind of dig myself out of that hole. And in that 3 days that I was just creating, I was doing everything I could to drown out any negativity. Like, I put myself in a bubble and was like, no, not dealing with that. Mute. Like, I mute. Like, you know how you can mute words on Twitter? That's what I'm doing, but in real life. So that is when I kind of realized that, wow, I really was about to back into depression, like, crazy. But like, that was the first time that I realized, like, I know how to handle this. Like, okay, I got a grip on it. Like, I know how to... Am I in focus? What the heck? Have I not been in focus this whole time? I hope I'm in focus, y'all. If I'm not in focus, I'm gonna be so upset. But even if I'm not, I'm still posting this because I didn't waste my breath. But yeah, that's when I kind of realized what was happening to me. And then I sat down and I faced it. And I was just like, self. And self was like, girl, what? And I was like, what? So, like, about those 3 days, like, what happened? Like, what was going through your head? What was going on? Like, I thought we were doing good. I thought we were on a good track. Like, what's going on? And self was just like, you need a change of scenery. You need something new. You need fresh air. You need a whole new mindset. You just need newness and freshness in your life right now. And I was just like, okay, self, I guess I'll listen. So I kind of over the last about week, I want to say, maybe past few days. Honestly, I don't even know what today is. This quarantine really like distorted my sense of time, space, reality. My depth perception is even off. Like, I'm closer to the floor than I think. I sound crazy, but anyways, I just kind of realized that I needed to change my mindset about a lot of things, particularly about relationships. And when we talked about the fact that neither one of us were really ready to like commit to something as serious as a relationship, like a committed relationship, because there's a lot of factors that go into that. And like I told y'all, if we did happen to get in a relationship, it would be long distance. I've done that before, but not trying to do it again. Not a gap. Or I just wouldn't prefer, if I had the choice, I wouldn't. Or if I had the option to take the distance away, I would. But since there's nothing I can do, so we just kind of came to the conclusion that neither one of us are really ready to just settle down and be in a committed relationship. And we just decided that we were going to be basically friends and just take things very slowly, because both of us are healing from our past and certain things that we've dealt with. And we're also very young. And I just don't feel the need anymore to have my entire life figured out at the age of 19. That was also something that I really struggled with in the past, was just feeling like I had to have all the answers. And that's why I come off as so sure of myself, because I strive to just like be on top of everything and just be prepared and ready no matter what. But I'm realizing that you just won't have all the answers all the time. And that's okay. So, what else? Oh, so yeah, that happened. So right now I'm chilling. I'm existing. I'm learning about myself. I'm figuring out what exactly I need to deal with internally, and understanding how I feel, why I feel the ways that I feel, things like that, and stuff like that. I've been creating. I've been painting a lot. This is a painting that I'm currently working on. But I started working on it, yesterday, but I didn't finish. And then over here is more of my art.